Being fairly new to Canon, I'm constantly tweaking and recustomizing things on my Canon EOS R. Just recently, I came across an option that I think a lot of Canon video shooters, regardless of the camera you're using, might be pretty interested in. They're called custom picture styles, and they're pretty cool. And if you're a Canon video shooter, there's a pretty good chance you might be interested in seeing what these things can do for you and your camera. Give me that damn intro.
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need everything, I need all of everything, yeah.
When I'm filming, most of the time I'm using log. Log is great, but there are definitely some things with using it that just drive me a little freaking stupid. The biggest thing that drives me crazy is that there's no auto ISO when shooting in log. That just, it gets me a little angry, just a little bit. Why can't you? I'm actually not too sure. I've actually thought about what's the logical reasoning behind this, but I can't really think of anything. What's the difference if the camera is controlling the ISO or you're manually controlling the ISO? Sometimes you're on a run and gun situation and you just need to throw it on auto ISO because you might be going in and out of differently lit situations. I really don't know Canon's reasoning behind it. It is what it is. That's the case that we have to deal with. Also, something else that's happened to me, I've been out for the day filming, shooting in log, full manual, ND filter, ready to rock. And then I take a break, I come back home, walk Kobe, get a bite to eat, and then dart back out the house to finish the project, and then, crap, I forgot my ND filter at home. Alright, no big deal, we'll just switch over to aperture priority for a few shots. Nobody's really gonna notice. You quickly find out that there's no aperture priority when using log either. It's full manual or nothing. Then I started thinking about, like, what would the results kind of be like if I just made my own picture style and turned the contrast all the way down and the sharpness and the saturation all the way down. So I wanted to do some research and see if anybody was actually happy with that method, because I know people have tried it. Long story short, while researching this, I learned that you can load custom picture styles into most, if not all, Canon cameras on the market. So then, of course, I continued researching that. Longer story shorter again, I find a bunch of them. Like a whole bunch, like over 150 bunch. One of them was paid and the rest were all free. So you could load up to 3 at a time. I wish you could do more, but Canon only lets you load 3 at a time. And it's in the section where you have your normal picture styles that come with the camera, like standard, neutral, landscape, portrait. So if you wind up downloading a bunch of different ones like I did, I was kind of just keeping my camera plugged into my computer, which I'll show you later how to actually load them into your camera. It's super easy, it doesn't void warranty. Canon actually provides the software for you to do it. So, and then while it's still plugged in, I just switch over to that profile real quick and I kind of look at it on the flip screen and see if I kind of like the looks of it. And then if it does, I just set up 3 of them that I like and keep it pushing. And the great thing is they have a ton of different ones. They have like log type ones, flat film emulations. They have a few different Fuji looks, Kodak. They had one for the movie 300 that was just like super contrasty, and it honestly, it looked just like 300. Not something I would use. I mean, I like the way the 300 looked, but I wouldn't use it for my videos. Honestly, I haven't even tested them all out. Like I said, there's over 150 there, so. But really, the whole purpose of this is, at least for me, I don't care so much about the creative looks. I like that you could load in these log and flat type profiles and then be able to have auto ISO and also aperture priority. And then one that's already pre-graded for you. They say it's good straight out of the camera, and it kind of has more of a creative look rather than just a standard Rec 709 look, and that is called Cine Look. And I'll leave links in the description to all this stuff. Once you check it out, I'll show you how to load them into your camera, and then you can go get them for yourself and check them out and see how you like them. And I have no affiliation with any one of these companies. I'm just passing some of the knowledge on, and maybe you guys will enjoy it. Alright, so first let's head outside. We'll take a quick look at all the picture styles that I've loaded into my camera. I'll show you the difference between all of them, and then from there I'll show you guys how to actually load these into your camera, and it's super easy. Alright, right now we are on Canon log, and we're gonna test out some of these profiles real quick. So let's switch over to the Cine Style first, which is kind of an emulation of like a log type flat picture profile. It's really flat. When you switch back and forth between different picture profiles and different styles and different grades, it throws your eyes off. If you've been watching something that you think looks good and then you switch over to something a little bit more flatter and natural, it's going to look super flat, and vice versa. If you start off with an image that is neutral or just kind of, you know, your standard Rec 709 look, and then you go to something that has a really heavy type of creative look to it with a lot of contrast, it's going to look way too contrasty. So our eyes kind of play tricks on us when we switch back and forth, but don't let that deter you. All right, let's switch over to Cine Style first. See, now I find with Cine Style, I kind of need to underexpose a little bit. So right now I'm about a half a stop underexposed. Now if I go full perfectly dead center, but yeah, this is straight out of the camera. This is without any post-production, no color grading done whatsoever. And now you'll see it with some color. And again, the great thing about this is auto ISO. It works. Everything is pretty much evenly lit, and it seems like it's a little bit sacrificial to the highlights. Now let's switch over to the Fuji look. All right, so this picture style is called Fuji Rilla. It's a Fuji film emulation. This is the look you get straight out of camera. No color grading whatsoever. Super contrasty. Skin tones look okay. Fuji's known for having like some kind of pale, clean skin tones, not a lot of orange or peachy tint to it. Something like this would be pretty good for a vlog straight out of the camera. Now, again, not too much dynamic range with this. As you can see, the sky's all blown out, but if we expose for the sky, then you could see some details. But now, as you can see, I'm super dark, whereas before with the Cine Style, you could still make out my face pretty good, but now I'm kind of just turned all the way down. All right, so the next picture style I'm going to show you guys is called Cine Look, and Cine Look is the one I was talking about. That's, you know, they claim is good straight out of the camera. Now again, remember, because we're switching over from a more flatter, not so saturated picture profile right now over to one that's already pre-graded, your eyes immediately are going to be like, whoa, that's contrasty. But if we would have started the video out like that, I think it would have looked pretty good. So let's switch over now. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, here is the Cine Look, and this is pre-graded. Didn't touch anything, straight out of the camera. It kind of has a somewhat teal and orange type of look to it. I'm still going to stick with C-Log for the most part. And like I said in that folder, there is 154 more of these. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go into Google. You're gonna type the name of your camera. For me, it's EOS R. Then you're gonna type space, EOS space utility. It should be the first result that comes up on Google. You're gonna click that link. It's gonna take you over to Canon's website. Then you're gonna select drivers and download. From there, you should see the EOS utility download link. Download it, install it. Then with your camera turned off, you're gonna plug your camera into your computer, then turn your camera on. The application should open up automatically by itself. If not, make sure you have a connection between your camera and your computer. Once you get that connection established, the app is open and it reads your camera. You're gonna dive right in. You're gonna see a section to register a new custom picture style. Click on that. It's gonna show you a little folder. You're gonna click on the folder, go to wherever it is you downloaded these custom picture styles, select which one you want, load it in, and you're good to go. Now, I recommend if you can, if your camera can save a custom shooting style, like all your frame rates, resolution, picture profile, whatever you can save, like the ESR, you could save C1, C2, and C3. So I have C1 for 1080, 24 frames per second. C2 is 1080, 60 frames per second. C3 is 4K, 24 frames per second. Now, once I loaded all these picture styles into my camera, I went back and I re-saved all of those C1, C2, and C3 just to make sure that they all saved within my custom picture settings. But that's it, you're pretty much good to go. Now it's really up to you to choose which one you like shooting with. I prefer to use it for the flat ones, although I do like the look of that Cine Look. It is a little orangey, it's a little teal and orangey and contrasty, but I think if you're seeing that look from the second the video starts to the second the video ends, rather than switching back and forth between all these different looks like we did today, flat, you know, log, whatever, it won't really seem so super contrasty to you. Again, links for everything here will be in the description below, except for the EOS utility. Just find that on your own, because for every camera it's different. Now I also realize this is not a new thing at all. This has been around for quite some time, but it's new to me, and I don't honestly hear a lot of people talking about it, probably because most serious people like to shoot with log and then color grade it themselves. But there's so many log-like and flat picture profiles available out there. Now you could use it with auto ISO. Now you could use it with aperture priority in a jam. And I think that's a big benefit. At least if you're not going to use it, just have it on your camera. Because like I said, if you get into a situation where you don't have your ND filter and you happen to be outside, instead of stepping all the way up to f15 or whatever it is just to be able to expose properly, you can kind of just flip over to a flat picture profile and then match it up afterwards, instead of shooting some footage in log and then having to go to like a standard look or a neutral look or whatever. I think it has its benefits. It's a good fail-safe. Keep safe, fail-safe. It's a good way to keep yourself from failing safe. So if you go this route and you wind up using like a super flat profile or something along those lines, I highly recommend picking up the Salute LUT pack. It's $1 a LUT, can't beat that. They work great. I'll leave a link to the video right here so you can see the results for yourself. They're designed to work at 100%, and honestly, I'm not patting myself on the back, but there's the Instagram and the Twitter. If you like this video, please throw it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please do so. I'd appreciate it highly. All right, my people, until next time, enjoy your day, your night, and tomorrow morning, salute.
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need